I'm Desda Zuckerman. Welcome to my podcast, The World of Sacred Healing, where we learn about and discuss the magic and the mystery of the spiritual life and the deep healing of the soul. Today I'm going to talk about the cognitive layer. The cognitive layer is one of the 8 layers in the layers system. And the layers system is fascinating in the sacred anatomy because basically it is the organs. The subtle organs are the different layers. So the cognitive layer is smack dab in the middle of the energy structure. If you think in terms of concentric circles spinning out, the most inner circle being the physical body, and then moving out. This is the 4th layer out. So then it puts it right in the middle. So the cognitive layer is basically the energetic brain, and it has 4 different strata. So let me tell you about what those strata are, because this will start to help you understand how something could be called the energetic brain or the subtle anatomy brain. So the very first innermost strata of the cognitive layer is called the organs. And basically what it is a gateway or a doorway, portals into each of the organs of the structure, whether it be subtle anatomy or hardcore material anatomy. So for example, the kidneys, an organ. The template is energetic organ. So there are different places that you can look, and all the organs of the subtle and the material structure have a portal into them in this strata. The next strata up and out is about the skeletal system. And so you have access to every bit of the bones of light, which is the sacred anatomy version of a skeleton, but you also have access to all the bones in the physical body. So it's the skeletal structure. It's what holds us up. And then the next strata, the 3rd one out, is dedicated to systems. So it would be like the endocrine system, the cardiovascular system, the layers system. So as a whole system, it can be approached, the chakra system, the blended energy system. That is all available through this part of the cognitive layer. So it's as if there are thousands of little doorways in these 3 innermost strata. Now, the furthest out strata is called the point of transmutation. And it is called that because it's the location where you can enter a very specific point and actually uncover and learn a basic fundamental operating system piece, and then you can change it. So it's a really extraordinary part of the structure. It's kind of like your own little Garden of Eden where anything will grow. Anything is possible. And you can implant ideas there as well as extract them. So it mostly responds to things that are said to you as a child. So, for example, if you have somebody at the grocery store who you go to every week with your mother when you're 2 years old who says, "Hi, you little stinky," you start thinking of yourself as little stinky. And when you learn what little stinky means, you might be upset about that. You might have a problem with that. And so that's what is implanted into the point of transmutation. If this person has authority, since it's the guy at the grocery store, he may not have that much authority in your psyche. And as a little kid, you might resent that or say something or act against it. But if it's your mother calling you little stinky, or your father calling you little stinky, or your school teacher calling you little stinky, you start thinking that maybe that's true about you. And after a while, you begin to identify as that. So that is an implantation into the point of transmutation that can literally be transmuted. It can be changed. It can be pulled out, and new seeds can be planted that can grow into a beautiful, tall oak tree of self-confidence and expanded awareness of what it is that you're here to be, other than a little stinky. So there's lots and lots of ways that you can interact in this place. And the cognitive layer is kind of teal colors. It has blues and lavenders and a little bit of yellow in it. It's really pretty, and it's outside of the physicality. So it's in the subtle anatomy, and it rides in the subtle anatomy. So you have the bio layer, which is furthest in, and that's the physical body. And then you have the emotional layer that's next, and then that's followed by the primal layer, sometimes called the causal layer. And then there is the mental layer. Now, these layers are known to other energy systems, energy interpretations of sacred anatomy or subtle anatomy. Other people refer to them the same way, but they do think of them as bodies instead of layers. I don't believe we have more than one body, so I give them the name layers. And then we come to the cognitive layer, which is the one that's between the mental layer and the next one, which is the spiritual layer. Following the spiritual is the etheric layer, and then after that, the soul layer. So we have, as I said, 8 layers, and each of them has a specific job to do. The cognitive layer is one of our most important, and as I said before, it is considered the brain of the sacred anatomy. Thank you so much for joining me. I've loved spending time with you. Please don't forget to leave a review. Visit us at yoursacredanatomy.com.